Welcome to MyOSN.
So we'll be again starting with the Python questions that we have left yesterday. So I think we have discussed till question number 9. Right, so this was your last question.
Yes, ma'am. We have discussed this one, ma'am.
Yeah, we have completed this. Then the 10th question. Right, you are able to see the screen? Can you send this Word document also? Yes, I'll do that. I'll do this after the class. Right now, both your program and your options will be visible.
Yes, ma'am.
So find the output for this. Did you find the output? Option D, red 4, blue 80. How come it's red 4 and blue 80? So, which is your parent class? Vehicle is your parent class and it has got only one member, it's color. So, class 4-wheeler is your second class and the parent class is also vehicle. So, this 4-wheeler has got color and also gears, number of gears. And now when you talk about your 2-wheeler, right, your 2-wheeler will get color. Your class 2-wheeler is derived from your parent class vehicle. Class 2-wheeler is derived from your parent class vehicle. So when you say it is like, so this is got color and engine CC. Color and engine CC. So these are the two members that I have only within my parent class. So now what I'm trying to do here is that I'm trying to modify the parent class value here. Right? If you can see here, super init of red. I'm trying to modify the value of the current, value of color, and this color is a member of my parent class. You cannot directly modify the value of your parent class. Right? This color belongs, when I say super, super refers to your parent class. So you are trying to do the attribute, you are trying to change the color of the attribute inside your parent class. So this is not possible. So this will result you in an error. The right answer is option C. Right? You are able to understand why it's option C. Whenever you say super, whenever you say super.init, then you are referring to your parent class. You cannot modify the value of the attribute color. You can modify the value attribute. This is right. Self.color of blue is equal to right. But this statement, super, refers to your parent class and you are modifying the value of your parent class there. And this is not possible, right? This is not possible. This is not allowed. So you'll be getting an error, right? You're clear with this? Right, and now next we'll go to the next question. Right, and next is your 11th question. And you will have to give me the class structure if the if the same code is being written in an object-oriented programming. Right, this sounds very simple. Right, this is again a code, and this code where what do you have? You have vehicle, then you have two-wheeler, four-wheeler, and commercial four vehicles, commercial four-wheeler. So these are the four types of vehicle that you have. And when you have to write this code in a object-oriented programming using inheritance, then how do you write it? Right, I almost told you the answer. You'll be writing the code with inheritance here. No, it's not B. Yes, MK has given me the right answer. Shifana, you're right. So this is where you will have four classes, right? You will have four classes. Vehicle will be a parent class. And then you will have two-wheeler and your four-wheeler. Vehicle will be the parent class, and then you will have the two-wheeler and a four-wheeler. And commercial vehicles will inherit from your four-wheeler. Right? And now we'll move on to your 12th question. Right, C is right and D is also right. For this question, you'll have two options, C and D. And if you are not sure of the number of names, you can give asterisk, that is right. And here again, you give asterisk, this is also right. This can be one or many. So it's right here. Right, and the next question. Someone has asked me a question. Why not option A? Why it's not option A? See, when you give this, what do you say? When you give this asterisk, it should be always given at your end. So because after giving, so that is the reason it's not your option A. And this question, you will have to go use your DQ and your NQ functions here. You want the question? Just this, consider the below code. Wait, this is the question. Consider the below code. That's it. You'll have to find what is the status of my Q1 and my Q after the execution of the above code. CA So it is your option. Okay. I'll tell you why. So first, there are two Qs here. One is Q1 and the other no, John can say. I'm going to mute. You have two Qs. One is your Q1, the other is your Q2. So now I start from your front to your rear. So remember DQ, what do you do? Do in your DQ? DQ is to remove an element and NQ is to add an element, right? So first operation, right? First you will be having, you have 0, 3 and 6, right? So when you have 0, 3 and 6, you'll have to, first element will be 0. So your Q2 will be equal to 0 also. And second, when you DQ Q1, you will have 3. And after that, your Q2 becomes 0, 3. Right? So when after 2 DQ, your DQ will be stopped because I'll have an index of 2. So if your index is equal to 2, then you stop. So you say that it is 0, 3 here. So first you start with 0 and after that you will have 1 and so on. And here when you have an index of 2, it starts. And finally you say that you will have a 12 here. So that is why the answer is option C. So first it is second Q will be 0, 3 and 12. And for the first Q, you'll be having 6. You'll be having 6. It's indexed into 3. Okay, so you will have 6. And the 14th question. 14th question. This type of questions are very frequent. So they were asked like almost in last year in PTQ, this question was asked for almost like in 2 or 3 sessions. So you are talking about a hash table here. And the function that you use will be h of k is equal to k mod 4. H of k is equal to 4, k mod 4. Yes, the answer is C. The answer is C. The right answer is C. I'll tell you what. So these are the values that you will have to place inside a hash table. So identify for which numbers collision will not occur after mapping the numbers with your given hash functions. Your first option is 4, 7, 16 and 9. So when I say 4 mod 4, you will have 0. 7 mod 4 is 3. And again 16 mod 4, you have 0. So 4 and 16 will map to the same cell 0. So you have a collision there. And here again, first you will have 7. 7 mod 4, the difference is 3. 9 mod 4, it's 1. And again 17 mod 4 is also 1. So 9 and 17 will map to the same cell. So you have a collision. And then when you talk about 7 and 24, 7 mod 4, it's 1. And 22 mod 4, it's 2. 22 mod 4, the answer is 2. So this is 1 and this is 2. You don't have any collision in for your option C. And option D, 4 mod 4 is 0. 16 mod 4 is again 0. So you'll have a collision. Right? So this is the reason you say your C is your answer here. Right? Your right answer is your option C. We'll complete this and again I'll come back to the 13th question, right? First we'll complete this. We'll have only few more. So I want you to show all these things before we come to the end of your class. So once again I'll come back to the 13th question. So you don't have to. So it's not the option A, it's your option B and C. So please check your options possible. It's your option B and C. Since we have seen many questions of this type, we'll move to your question number 16. How many stars will be printed for the below code? Infinite loop. So you have seven will be printed, 7 stars. First, when you enter inside the while loop, this will be printed. So you'll have a first star being printed. And after that, I say range of 1 comma number 1 plus 1. So it means 1 comma 6. So 5 stars will be printed here. And finally, you say number 2 is equal to number 2 minus 1. So finally, I'll have 1 star being printed. So totally 5 plus 1 plus 1 plus 5 plus 1. So I'll have 7 stars being printed, right? And this question was again, this is again a last year's question. Right, I'll tell you that you don't, option C and D are not the right option. So choose any one option between A and B. See, what do you mean by return disperse the product? Should be your option B. Option B. Right, and this question, your 18th question. This was also asked as one of your NPTK question. It's your graph. You'll be using your graph data structure. Right, the answer is graph. Nineteenth question. See, I think the code is not clear because I'll have this red color lines here. So now check me now tell me the answer for this. And everywhere you are using a double underscore. You have received the file that I've shared just now?
No, ma'am.
No, you haven't received the file. Okay. I'll send the file again. In the meantime, please don't send me a message because when you're sending the message, I'm not able to send it. So please wait. I'll send it again. Right, I've sent this again. And check if you are able to open it. Check if you are able to open the file. Yes, it will be done in your feeds. Right, so the answer is you'll be using both your encapsulation and your inheritance, right? Remember, whenever you use your double underscore, we are talking about your encapsulation, private data member. You forgot, right? So that is again an encapsulation. Okay, then the next question. Type error, how come? When you say an asterisk, it takes multiple values. So now if we can see the sample here, when you call sample here, 0 is your V1, V2 is 0, V3 is 10, and V4 is 2. So V5 will be 3, 4, 5. So what does this asterisk means? It means multiple, right? You're talking about multiple values. And this line I've defined my function, and this is the place I'm calling my function. This is the place I'm calling my function. So when I call a function here, the first value will be V1, so that will be 0, and second V2 will be 0, and V3 will be 10, and V4 will be 2, and the remaining values will all belong to V5. So you have 3, 4, and 5. Prakash, you are giving me the answer for the which question? And if it's the answer for 21, it's not that. So if it's for the previous one, that's right, Prakash. It's your option D. So you want the 20th question again? See, remember when we have studied about studied in a function, these are all the arguments. These are all the arguments that you pass to a function. And when you were studying about the type of argument, we have seen that an argument can be a required argument, And this argument is called as a key and a value pair argument. You call this to be a key and a value pair. And this is called as an argument with a multiple length. So multiple values can be assigned to this argument, right? You don't have to bother about whatever things that is here, right? So ignore all these lines. Ignore all these lines and come here to your function call. This is the place where you are calling your function. And since I've defined a function with arguments, and when I call the function, I'll have to call the function with the values here. So now I say for V1, V1 is the first parameter. So V1 is 0, V2 is 0, and again V3 is 1, and V4 is 2. So now I have remaining 3, 4, and 5. Since I have a, what do you say? So you have an asterisk. This means that this is a variable length. So it is 3, 4, and 5. Right? So that is why I get the answer as 3, 4, 5. And if you can look this program, it may look somewhat start and to you, but this is very simple program, right? So get the counter value. What is the value of a get counter? So imagine that this is very similar to the number of methods, the number of time your counter value will. So this will be like, initially it starts with 100. Your counter value starts with 100. And how many objects that I create? Create 3 objects. So when I create 3 objects, the init function will be called 3 times. So each and every time it will be each and 10. For the first time it will be 101. And after I create employee 3, it will be 103. So finally I say counter value minus 100. So 103 minus 100, I get 2. So B is the right option here. So B is the right option here. And remember, we have seen this program. Find the number of objects in your program. So to find the number of objects in a class, we have seen a very similar program like this in your class. Next, the 20th question.
Ma'am, you can unmute yourself. I muted everyone. Edina, ma'am, please unmute yourself.
Yes, sir, I've done it, sir. Thank you, sir. Right, now the 22nd question. We need to find the number of reference variables. Deepika, is this the answer for this 22nd question or the previous question? Previous one. See, how come 0? You are having instance variable, right? Remember, we have seen again, we have seen a program here to count the number of variables, and that also we have seen instance variable. How many instance variables refer to the object created in line 1? In line 1, you are creating an object and the name of your object is cricket team. At the end of line 2. So where do you have, this is your line 2. So now you will have to check for your Check for your instance variable, right? The answer is 3. And can someone give me the name of your instance variable? Right, the names of your instance variable, right? You have told me the answer. So what are the names of your instance variable here? Right, you have given me the answer 3. The answer 3 is the right answer. Right. So your instance, so you have team football, team cricket. These are all your instance variable, right? So you'll have team cricket and team football and hockey are all your instance variable. So the answer is 3. You will have 3 instance variable. That's right. So if you can remember, we have seen question like this in your previous session also. Right. And now read this question. And again, this is again an NPTQ question. See, almost all the 23 questions that we have discussed there, it was either your previous NPTQ question or questions based on this were asked. And out of your 23, almost roughly 20 questions were your previous questions of your NPTQ. Yes, it will be sent to you. Dependency. Right, of course, inheritance, right? Even though he is an HOD, right, it is inheritance. It is inheritance. Because even though he's an HOD, he does the same things like the staff, right? So you can first have a category like staff, and after that you can also have a HOD. So it's always your inheritance, right? So I'll be, so I've sent you some documents today as a file in your chat box. And even if possible, this will be shared as your feeds, right? This will also be shared as your feeds also. And by today, everything will be done. It will be shared as your feeds. So we'll be sharing your notes also, right? And do you have any other questions now? We have reached your end of your sessions. You will have anything, please let me know. Right? You don't have dependency, right? Do you have any object-oriented concepts called as dependency? See, we're not talking about your DBMS here. We are talking about your object-oriented programming language. And how do you implement aggregation, dependency, and composition in a program? It will all be based on some of your object-oriented programming concepts. So the answer, the easy way is your inheritance, right? Almost like many of your questions, you can backtrack and get your answers also. And for this, if you are not sure what is your answer, think that Python is an object-oriented programming language. No, this is not exactly DS. What we are talking here is not DS here. It is again some concepts of DS that were implemented in Python. That is it. But it is not exactly DS. Right, and if you want to know if this is DS for this question, I have given a hash table question, and you will have something, a code for these questions, right? You will have codes for this question. A code will be given, and similarly, like for, as I told you, for a binary search and for a bubble sort and all those things, you will be given code. So you need, and the question will be given to you like, this is a code for a binary, this is a code for a binary search. So at what iteration will I find the output? Or if it's a bubble sort, the question will be like, This is a bubble sort. The code given below is a code for a bubble sort technique. So what will be the array like after your, third iteration or after your fourth iteration? So this is how you'll be expecting your question. But other than that, you don't have any direct questions from your data structures. It's not a direct questions. You'll have indirect questions from your DS.
Call on us for any support.